Welcome to Ecstatic Yoga. I am Grace. You can go to ecstaticyoga.studio to find out more information about our trainings and retreats. And this is a floor practice with hand mudras. And this is week 11 floor. And so it was either last week or this week, we had a lesson on hand mudras. And I wanted to do a practice, an asana practice, kind of incorporating these hand mudras, and we'll just integrate them. And as a review, so I have this pretty little thing I'll send to you. You can see it that good. See, it's got all the mudras. There we go. I'll be looking at this for a minute here. We're going to start with Anjali. So that's bringing your hands to your heart together, palms together, and can bring them to your heart. They could either be out or up. It's different meanings for both. We'll go through that in the lesson. But this is a divine offering. This is this giving and receiving, this space of reciprocity, of giving our love to the divine and receiving the divine's love. So it's this flow. And it's an honoring. It's right at the heart. The palms are together right at the heart center. So it's an honoring. It's these mudras are seals. So it's a seal of respect and reverence. So it's also a reverence. It's a very deep sense of reverence. That's Anjali Mudra. So we'll be using that a little bit. And then the Haikini Mudra. This is all our fingers and thumbs are touching, all five. And it creates a nice closed circuitry in the body. So back up a little bit. So this is honoring the Hindu goddess Haikini. Hence it's named Haikini Mudra. And this one helps to open our third eye. So that would be the use purpose of this one. And then chin. And everybody is pretty familiar with this one. With more, I know the Lion King. Oh, I'm sorry. Did I disturb you, baby? Oh. We got our Xander in the house, our ecstatic yoga cat. So the tip of the index finger or pointer finger is pressing against the tip of the thumb. And then the remaining fingers are outstretched. And this can be palms down or it can be palms up. So we'll go more into that in the lesson too. But this is usually done in the seated pose, as we have mentioned, and this helps to create calm and concentration. This helps to create awareness. It also can eradicate ego and help us make us more receptive to the divine. So this is Chin Mudra. And the last one that we learned about this week or last week in this 200-hour training, we'll go into lots more in the 300-hour, not lots more, but there's a lot of them, is Vishnu Mudra. And Vishnu Mudra, so this one is the one that we use when we go into Nadi Shodhanam often. So this one you have the middle finger and the ring finger are curled in. You can see that. And then the pinky and index pointer and the thumb are relaxed down. And that's where we use this to do our alternate nostril breathing often. That's when it's commonly used, the Vishnu Mudra. This is it channels energy. So this is why it's used in a lot of the pranayama. This channels energy. And it's helping to unify us with the divine. And you have Vishnu Mudra. And of course, in honor of Vishnu, Lord Vishnu, in honor of one of the very acclaimed and acknowledged gods of the Hindu mythology. So let's begin our practice. So we're going to sit in a nice, comfortable position, and I invite you to use one of these mudras. I'm going to use the Aikini Mudra right now, bringing all of the fingers together and bringing a focus to my third eye. So it activates the third eye. And just begin the breath into the belly. Nice deep abdominal breathing. And find your mudra. Maybe you want to be chin. Maybe you want to calm the nervous system. You've had a busy day. Maybe you want to bring your hands to the heart and be in honor of your own infinite divine self, which is one with the divine creator of the universe, and just honoring reverence of that. Or you want to channel some prana already and move into your Vishnu. So find your mudra for a moment and simply breathe. Deep belly breaths. Inviting the nervous system to calm, bringing yourself into a state of presence. As you begin now to scan your physical body, take notice of what's going on in your physical body. No judgment, just being present to yourself on this physical level, this anandamaya kosha. And noticing where your body is connected to the earth, feeling that connection, feeling that support, that grounding. And beginning to expand the breath into a three-part yogic breath as you consciously move yourself into just a little more subtle of your bodies, the pranamaya kosha. Expanding out and feeling that breath and that prana move through the whole torso, belly, ribs, and chest. Can add a little galoma and add some pauses throughout the breath if you like. Always honoring your rhythm. Can bring your awareness to your bandhas for a moment and feel that mula bandha if you're in seated position. Feeling that connection, that mula bandha connection to the earth, planet, nature, and very gently and empoweringly just engaging and lifting without clenching, forcing a very comfortable engagement of that pelvic floor in Mula Bandha. Continuing to breathe through the belly as you begin to feel the abdomen engage and lift in Uddiyana Bandha. Still breathing through the belly. It's just not lax, it's gently engaged, gently lifted. As you continue to breathe, basking in this pranamaya kosha, we're going to gently engage the Jalandhara bandha. Chin comes in gently, tongue is on the roof of the mouth. Deep breaths through the nose. And as we engage these bandhas, these energy seals or locks, as we breathe and bring prana in to the body, the practices, we seal it in, contain it, let it do its magic, its infinite intelligence, bringing us more and more vitality, more wisdom, more subtle, more sattvic, closer to our Buddhi mind and Purusha, always. and expanding deeper inward and further outward is the anandamaya kosha. And taking your awareness and bringing it to your emotions and noticing this is also the lower mind, and inviting the lower mind right now to relax and take a break. And we're going to go into meditation, and that it has the day off. And if it does start to tell some stories, maybe remind you of where you were a victim or someone that is to blame, or how someone did such wrong things, or if it starts to go into fear or confusion, just remind it that it's on vacation, and take your awareness away from the stories and the memories, and move the pain loops, and move your awareness into the emotional body. And without describing the emotions or making them right or wrong or judging them, feeling fully, bring it on, immersing and feeling it all, kaleidoscope of sensations and emotions, and basking in this emotional energies that pass, like the wind, and feeling it all and letting it all get charged off and passed. And anything that's stuck in the lower consciousness can come up. We can let the stories go. We can feel into the emotional tapestry, emotional felt sense of what's arising within us. I invite you to do that now, basking in whatever's arising, sensations, emotions, vibrations. And if it brings you to laughter or tears, let it all be fully felt. Hold nothing back, push nothing away, bring it on, feel it fully. Basking in anandamaya kosha. And as we continue to bask in this anandamaya kosha, feel the prana, feel the aliveness and the vibrancy inside of us, the sensations, the moving of energy. We feel this subtle aspect of ourselves. So we dive in and bring our awareness inward, practicing that pratyahara of the 8 limbs, withdrawing from the external, bringing our awareness inward to inner, subtle body sensations. I invite you to do that now. Take a moment, bring your awareness inward. Maybe you feel your heart beating. Notice all the vibrancy, the dynamic life force within you. And letting go all the concentration, feeling emotions and sensations, letting that go. Moving into awareness, meditative flow of awareness, basking in meditative pure consciousness. So we move into anandamaya kosha, dhyana. Basking in meditation, basking in awareness for a few breaths. Do you feel the need to shift a mudra, hand mudra, move into deeper states? Feel free. And inviting you now to rest in the Buddhi mind, knocking on the door of Purusha, knowing that they live side by side, intermingled and merged as one. For a few breaths, basking in that anandamaya kosha, the bliss body, pure awareness. Silent stillness, everything, everywhere. Taking a nice deep breath into the lower belly as you bring yourself back into this pranamaya kosha, aware of prana, the breath, so those systems, the chakras, the meridians, pranavayas, the nadis. And feeling that earth underneath you, nice and solid. And we're going to start to move into our floor practice. Baby boy. So we're going to start. Let's stretch the legs out, cushion underneath and move it. And let's just shake them out a little bit, walk them around. And one of the things we can do and use this Anjali Mudra is in a double leg forward fold. You can do it on a single leg as well. But if you bring the hands to the heart in Anjali Mudra, this divine offering, giving and receiving, you can even bring the hands up, together, and down. And as you inhale, then lengthening the spine, bringing the arms up. Feel that lengthening, bringing the hands together in Anjali Mudra and bringing it right down to the heart. Beautiful. And then as we begin the forward fold, we're going to feel that pelvis tilt forward a little bit on the earth. And we're going to be keeping the spine straight as we allow just the hips to begin to hinge. Hands are in Anjali Mudra, this giving, receiving, this divine offering. And this can be to the divine of your understanding, your divine self. You get to choose. So inhale, let's do the inhale again. Exhale. Let's begin to hinge forward and continuing breathing on your own at your own pace. And when you find you're on your edge, you can remain right here with the hands in Anjali and take this moment to feel that presence of honoring, respect, reverence to the divine of your understanding. You can even bow your head and breathe a few breaths. And on your next inhale, coming up, do one more inhale, bringing the hands up, bringing them back down onto the mudra. And let's do this board fold one more time, hinging forward. Find your gentle edge. And just breathe as you bring this awareness of truly honoring this divine state, this divine anandamaya kosha, this divine samadhi state where we meet Purusha, we rest in the Buddhi mind and have that state of union with our divine. One more breath here and coming up. You can relax the hands down. Thanks. Beautiful. Let's bring those feet together in Baddha Konasana. Walk back and forth a little bit. Here's our butterfly pose. And I think in butterfly pose, chin is a really fun one because you can just rest those hands out here. So let's just take a moment to even feel those legs come. Let's take a moment before we do the mudra just to flap our wings and open up those hips. Just feels like we do that a lot. So the body's wanting to do that. You can imagine you're a butterfly flitting from flower to flower. And slowing them down. And bringing both legs, both knees and legs down towards the floor. So that's the line of energy. They may not be all the way down to the floor, but that's what we're actively pressing them towards. And find your mudra, whether it's chin, and this would be for chin is calm and concentration, eradicating the ego, or maybe Hakini, opening up your third eye. You can even do your Vishnu if you want. Have Vishnu in both hands. This is unity with the divine, channeling prana. Anjali, this divine offering, honor, reverence, giving and receiving. So make your choice, and we'll sit in this Baddha Konasana with our hand mudra of our choice, what we're wanting to create for a few breaths. Feeling the spine lengthen, feeling those bandhas engaged. Relaxing that breath. Again, mudra. And bring those knees up. And let's move into a nice little hip opener. This isn't everybody's favorite, but we move into Mandukasana. This is the hip opener version, not the abdominal version. Maybe we'll do that one next too. We're going to bring those knees out a little wider, and then the lower legs out even wider than the knees. And coming up, and what we're going to do is bring those hips back. That's where you're going to feel the hip opening. And breathe. Engage the bandhas. More breath. Coming forward. You always put something under those knees. Starting to feel it a little in my knees. And let's come into our other Mandukasana. So you can be in Sukha. You can. I'm going to move myself into hero. You can be sitting in, or you can just have coming up onto your knees in a seated position. But you can also use a block underneath, sitting on a block if that's more comfortable for you. And we're going to bring the hands together into a fist, kind of like clenched together. Two fists. Both hands in a fist, and we're going to bring it in right here towards the lower abdomen, and right at the navel area. And then we're going to inhale as we lengthen. Exhale, hinging forward. And find your edge, your comfort zone. Remember, never going, forcing, just allowing. And breathe. For your next inhale coming in. Beautiful. Release. Let's come onto all fours now. So the knees are right under the hips, and the wrists are right under the shoulders in a nice table. Let's move into some cat-cow, moving some flexion and extension of the spine. Maybe some spontaneous movements. And coming back to center. And we're going to move into let's move into a little shoulder stretch. We haven't done that in a little while. So lifting this left arm up, opening it up, and then bringing it right between the knees and the wrist. And coming down onto that shoulder for a nice shoulder stretch. And breathe. And you can even bring the hands together in an Anjali mudra or holding one of the other mudras, the chin or even Hakini. Coming up on the next inhale, bring that arm back up and back down. Let's move to the other side. Inhaling the right arm up, and then bringing that between the knee and the wrist. Resting on that shoulder. And then again on this side, you can find a hand mudra if you'd like. you rest. Hold on. So we pause this. All right, and we're going to relax those feet, shake them out, and let's move into fire log. So we're going to bring the feet nice and wide, and we're going to take this right leg in, bringing it parallel to the mat, the long edge of the mat. And then we're going to take the left leg and we're going to stack up the left ankle with the right knee and the left knee with the right ankle. And flexing those feet. And we're going to inhale as we lengthen the spine. And you can find a hand mudra. You can move into Anjali is probably the most comfortable for this one. And then hinging forward. And breathing, feeling the sensations fully present to the body. So all that is energetically moving through you physically. And feeling that connection to the higher mind. All simultaneously. This giving, this receiving, this offering. Deep breaths. Next inhale coming up. Job. We're going to release the legs. We're going to move on to the other side. Bending this left leg, bringing it parallel to the long edge of your mat. And the right ankle just above the left knee, the right knee over the left ankle. Flexing the feet, bring them into a nice strong flex. Inhaling, lengthening. You want to bring your hands in Anjali Mudra again. This place of offering. You can move your hands into Vishnu, unity with the divine, and then just out to the sides. You could also do that with chin, which is concentration, or even bring it Haikini as you bring all five fingers together, opening that third eye. Let's inhale, lengthening the spine, and exhale, hinging forward. One more breath. Inhaling, coming up, releasing those legs, releasing the arms. Relaxing those legs, moving them around, shaking them out, whatever you need to do to be relaxed. And we're going to move into a little twist. So I do a seated twist. So I have my left leg out straight, and I'm going to take the right leg and bring the foot on the outside of the left leg. And taking this left arm and hugging that right leg in towards the body as we lengthen the spine. Right hand is right behind the buttocks, the right buttocks. And as you exhale, twisting. With every inhale, feel a lengthening of the spine. And every exhale, a twist. And on your next exhale, releasing and hinging out. Good job. We're going to switch sides. Right leg is out. Left leg on the outside of the right leg. The right arm hugging in. And now this left arm behind the left buttocks. Inhaling, lengthening, and exhaling as you gaze out over this left shoulder. Inhaling, lengthening, and exhaling, twisting. And next exhale, releasing forward. Beautiful job. And we're going to come back into our table. For that pause, I'm not exactly sure where I left off. So want to move into a little bit of lunge rocking, and then we'll move into some pigeon. So both are going to open the hip. And we won't be really using any hand mudras for this because we want to keep this hand solid on the earth. Let's see, I'm going to put this down a little bit. See, John, but there we go. Okay. It's a little bit better there. All right, so let's take the right leg up between the hands. Now, it's a little chilly here in this weather. And then this left knee, we're going to bring back a little bit. And remember, you can always put a blanket or a very small cushion underneath the knee, towel works. And let's begin to lunge forward, opening up that hip. Moving around a little bit, keeping that breath flowing. Beautiful. And coming back to center for a moment, and let's move into our pigeon as we bend that right leg and balance the pelvis up over the body nice and evenly and balanced. Beautiful. Feel that nice opening of the left hip as you press and sink the hip down towards the earth. Breathing into the belly. And if you'd like to fold forward for a couple breaths, you can do that. And I'm going to use a hand mudra here. I'm going to use Haikini. I'm going to bring all my fingers and my thumbs together and just rest my head in that Haikini nest that goes right into the middle. And coming up on your next exhale, bringing that right leg back, and let's bring the left leg forward, right knee back a little bit, sinking those right hips down into the earth. Nice stretch, an opening of the hips, warming them up. Going even a little deeper in our pigeon. Sinking those hips down, making some micro movements. Bandhas are engaged, deep belly breath. One more breath here. Nice little lunge. And we're going to come back to center a little, backing up, bending that left leg, and moving into pigeon. And balancing up in your pigeon. And that nice sense of balance. And might even want to take the right knee back a little more. and sinking that right hip towards the earth. Feeling that nice open. Shoulders back and down. Engaging the bodies and breathe. Gazing forward. On your next exhale, if you like, you can fold forward, coming down. You could do that bikini nest that we talked about. And breathe. Beautiful. Your next inhale, coming all the way up. And let's come on to our back. I'm going to do a couple more things. We haven't used the straps since the beginning of the teacher training, so I wanted to kind of bring a little refresher. Some of the ways we can use the straps. So one of the ways is on our backs, we can bring the strap right between on the arch of the foot. And as you feel that foot, you can move it around, opening up. This is a good way to do forward fold as well. If you're doing seated forward fold, you can just kind of play with the leg and add a little extra mobility. Bring it over across the body. Noticing the sensations, playing the edge gently, and breathe as we rest in that meditative state, basking in those higher koshas. Towards yourself a little more. And facing the strap from that side and moving to the other leg. Bringing it right around the arch. Finding a comfortable place for you to grip the strap and finding some range of motion, moving the leg in some different directions. Keeping the breath flowing and noticing the sensations. And another variation is to bring both feet up and adjust that strap so that you can play with both legs. Bring them both closer, side to side. Basking in that sensation, that sacred embodiment, more and more present in your body, bringing your awareness to all of these layers, physical, the energetic, emotional, mental, and the pure consciousness. This aspect of your own being that is pure consciousness. One with all that is. And releasing that strap. Beautiful job. Let's move into a little supine pigeon. I have my left knee up. I'm going to rest the right ankle onto just above the left knee, bring the left leg up, clasping my hands behind this left leg and gently pulling it into the body. I'm using this right elbow to push that leg away a little bit. And breathe. Bandhas engage. And on the exhale, next exhale, releasing that left leg down. We'll switch sides. Right knee's up, resting that left ankle just above the right knee, bringing the right knee towards the body, clasping the hands behind the right hamstring and gently pulling that right leg in, using that left forearm to press the left leg out a little for some more sensation. And breathe. More breath. Releasing the leg down. And we move into some releases, and here in the releases, we can play with some of these mudras as we move into the releases. First one we're going to move in is just our hula, where we're swiveling our hips. So as my right hip reaches down towards the right heel, my left hip is reaching up towards the left armpit and swiveling at that sacrum. The sacrum is a swivel point. Sacrum's flat on the earth, nothing's lifting up. We're just swiveling back and forth, these hips. And we can put Anjali right here on the heart while we do this mudra. We can have our hakini on the fingers and thumbs resting on the navel area. We'll put it on the heart as well. And you can have the hands relaxed, and it can be either down for your chin, thumb, and index are pressing against each other. The remaining three are just stretched out, and palms can be down or up. So finding what feels right for you in a moment. Or you can switch into that Vishnu mudra, or merging with the divine. Remember, this is unity with the divine. Chin is calming, concentration. Akini, opening that third eye. And Anjali is this divine offering, giving, receiving respect and reverence to the divine. I know what energy you want to call in right now. You can move to hip pointers if you like. And moving into cat-cow and the supine supta. With that cat, the small back pressing into the earth, and on your cow, That lower lumbar spine arching up off the earth. And your back may still be touching, but the spine is arched up off. Feeling that beautiful flexion and extension of the spine. Keeping the breath flowing. And feel free to change your hand mudra at any time. You want a shift of energy. And coming to center, keeping those knees up, bringing the feet out to the wide edges of your mat. Let's move into single knee drop. One knee at a time, moving into the center. Keeping the breath flowing. Maybe changing your hand mudra if you'd like. Coming back to center. One last release, double knee drop. Maybe you want to change your hand mudra. Bring in the knees, both knees to one side. You can either windshield wiper them or lifting the top leg. Moving into a nice Konasana for a moment, maybe even taking a breath here. And then lifting the lower knee to come back over to the right. And continuing that at your own pace. Bringing those knees from one side to the other, nice and slowly. Finding a comfortable hand mudra and breathing into the belly. Aware of the sensations in your body, the sacred embodiment. Allowing that presence of the body tempo, the anandamaya kosha, the pranamaya kosha, manamaya kosha, and vijnanamaya kosha. To invite this deeper connection to the anandamaya kosha, pure awareness. And coming back to center and making any last movements or adjustments, we move into our relaxation. We'll be moving into a nice little mini samadhi as we relax in this anandamaya kosha. Deep breath into the belly, feeling the entire physical body relax into the planet, the earth. It is supporting your body. Recognizing that oneness, that every molecule in your body is from the earth. It's in the earth, and now it is making up part of your physical anandamaya kosha. Feel that oneness with the planet. You are the exact same molecules and chemical makeup. Earth energy. Merging into these higher koshas, embracing the emotions, quieting the thoughts, moving into concentration and pure awareness. As you relax in this anandamaya kosha, inviting state of samadhi, merging with purusha. Coming everything, everywhere. Basking in the nectar, the silent stillness of your eternal being. Nice deep breath into your belly. Kindly and gently come back, moving through the manamaya into the pranamaya kosha, this energy body. Feeling the prana move in and through your being. And feeling the physical body, the anandamaya kosha, the support of the earth, and beginning to wiggle the fingers and the toes. Stretching out the arms and the legs and the whole body. And when you're ready, rolling over to one side or the other. And then taking your time to come up to a seated position. Coming up to a seated position, find your mudra. the Anjali Mudra, Kimi, the third eye, chin, calm, concentration, eradicating ego, Vishnu, channeling prana and unity with the divine. So find your hand mudra and we'll sit here for just a few breaths as we move into our three-part yogic breath. Inhaling into the belly, the ribs, the chest, away, pausing at the top of the breath, and exhaling completely, letting it go. Continuing this three-part yogic breath, the mudra of your choice. Bond is gently engaged, fully present. I invite you now to move into a little bit of Viloma, so we can interrupt breath on the inhale first, inhaling into the belly, gentle pause, to the ribs, gentle pause, and then into the chest, and gentle pause, and exhaling completely. For Viloma, you want to change your hand mudra as well. A couple more on the inhale, and then we'll move to the exhale. For Viloma on the inhale before we move to the exhale. On your next inhale, we're just going to move into a nice smooth wave-like motion. Inhaling into the belly, the ribs, and the chest. And pausing at the top of the breath. And we're going to let out a third of the breath and pause. Another third of your breath and pause. Holding the breath a moment. And then exhaling completely, whatever's left. Do one more together. Inhaling into that wave-like three-part yogic breath, belly, ribs, and chest. Pausing at the top of the breath and letting out a third and pause. Another third and pause. And then letting all the breath out. And continue a few more on your own. You can engage those bandhas gently as you breathe. One more paloma on the inhale. Pausing on the exhale. And releasing that concentration, releasing that pranayama, we'll spend just a few minutes in the hand mudra of your choice. Anjali, the divine offering, key, third eye, chin, beautiful, calm, Vishnu, unity, prana. And basking, creating the intention to bask in this anandamaya kosha, reaching this state of samadhi, pure consciousness, purusha, resting in the Buddhi mind, dancing with purusha. Taking one last moment to scan physical body, body temple, this anandamaya kosha, noticing how it's feeling, sensations of it. This prana body, this energy or vitality, simply noticing, again, no judgment. And moving into the emotional and into pratyahara, noticing, drawing from the external, but bringing that attention inward. The emotions, the sensations, the vibrations. and moving up into that anandamaya kosha, that state of concentration, and simply recognizing that this is your true nature, these higher states, this anandamaya and vijnanandamaya. This is a part of what you are. This is your eternal self, and that you can always move here. And we'll include, as we have this intention, to hold on to this state of ananda maya kosha as we move through the rest of our day, and even in our activities and tasks, conversations, that we can stay connected to this high state of consciousness. I honor the place in you in which the entire universe dwells. I honor the place in you which is of love, light, truth, and peace. When I am in that place in me, and you are in that place in you, we are one. Namaste. So easy.